Hello everyone, and just recently an amazing leak has appeared on the internet that refers us to Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. The most amazing thing is that we are almost directly told about the release date, and also we see who will be the main character of the new chapter. However, there's still a good chance that this is just a fan work, but let's try to talk to you about the real release date of Chapter 4 and also discuss all the details that may be related to it. In the previous videos, we have already discussed with you whether we should expect Catnap in new versions of the game, and also touch it up on the fate of Smiling Critters. And in my new video, I will try to guess what we will see in the new fourth part of the game. We will try to find out together with you when we should expect it. We will analyze some theories about the game, and also I will show you some leaks that came to my eyes. Well, to find out all this, I suggest you watch this video to the end and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all the news from the world of Poppy Playtime. Make yourselves comfortable, because here we go. First of all, I would like to express a huge thanks to all the workers of Mob Entertainment. They tried their best, and Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 turned out to be just a delightful game, amazing story, high-level graphics, revealing new characters, and of course a lot of puzzles that make more interesting. But most of the fans are already looking forward to the new part, and now we will try to find out with you when we should expect it. The exact release date of the new chapter of Poppy Playtime we certainly don't know yet. However, we can make an assumption, which will be based on the release dates of the previous versions of the game. So let me remind you that Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 was released on October 12, 2021, and almost 6 months later, Mob Entertainment presented the second version of the game. But the gap between Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 and Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 is much longer, because the third part was released only on January 30th, 2024, which means the break between the release of the games was almost 2 years. But you can ask a reasonable question, and why such a big break? And now I will try to answer. As you may have noticed, Mob Entertainment has a tendency to increase the size of the chapters, because the second chapter was larger than the first, and the third is much larger than the second. There is an assumption that this trend will continue, and the duration of Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 will be even longer, and probably will be about 5 hours. But that's not all. There is one interesting detail, which for some reason is not noted by most fans of the game. This detail is that during the creation of the third chapter, Mob Entertainment Company left a number of developers, which greatly complicated and most likely delayed the release of Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. Well, that brings us to the big question. So when can we expect Chapter 4 to be released? My guess is that we should expect the new chapter by the end of 2025 or even early 2026. But do not be sad, because the new version is likely to be much more interesting than all the previous ones. In my opinion, we will expect a huge number of new locations, also a lot of new interesting riddles that we will have to guess together with you. Yes, of course, perhaps the game will be released earlier, but so far, based on all the information we have and analyzing it, we can only conclude that the game should be expected in late 2025 or early 2026. The next interesting question is, who are the new characters we should expect to see in the fourth chapter? In my previous videos, I mentioned that Boxy Boo is the most likely character we should expect in the new chapter, because we were shown him in the key VHS tape, The Hour of Joy, and he also appeared in Project Playtime, but we didn't see him appear in the main story. So Boxy Boo is the most likely character to be expected. But not only Boxy Boo is awaited by all fans, but also Brawn the Dinosaur. On Mob Entertainment's YouTube channel, there is already a VHS tape with experiments on him. It shows how he was created, how other monsters didn't accept him. But in the main plot, we saw only his toy on the fold with rejected characters. But he's so beloved by fans that it's likely Mob Entertainment won't be able to resist adding him to the game. I think that we should expect a lot of new monsters that will play the roles of both main and secondary characters. But who it will be will help us to find out only the trailer for the game, which we are looking forward to. Hence another question follows, and when we should wait for the trailer for the game, because from the experience we already have, from the trailer we can learn a lot of things, even build some theories. Usually Mob Entertainment Company releases a teaser for the game almost half a year before the release of the game itself, well, and then followed by game trailers. So if we decided that the game will be released in late 2025 or early 2026, then accordingly teasers and trailers we should expect in the summer of 2025. We would also like to touch upon the topic of new locations that we can expect in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. In the third chapter of Poppy Playtime, as we head towards the kindergarten, our attention is caught by a colorful poster on the side of the train. It depicts not just a park, but an entire Poppy-themed amusement park, possibly located within the vast confines of the Playtime Factory Co. Regardless of whether this park would exist indoors or outdoors, its concept holds great potential for an exciting chapter if Mob Entertainment decides to delve deeper into the theme. The appearance of the poster serves a definite purpose, giving us hope that this exciting idea could become a reality. Also curiously, Chapter 3 is rife with references to space, especially the moon. While these references seem innocuous at first, their frequency hints that something important is unfolding in the upcoming chapter. Why else would Smiling Critters be so insistent on mentioning space? This recurring motif could be the signal for an entire space-themed room or a new space-related toy character. Whatever the subtext, the recurring hints of space are sure to pique curiosity and suggest that there is more to the story than meets the eye. And now I suggest you get to what I promised you at the beginning of this video: the leaks that have hit the web, and bonus the efforts of the fans, who have also made some very cool speculations about the 4th chapter. The first thing I'd like to talk about is probably the model of the new hand. It is very different from what we could see in the previous parts of the game. Probably the most interesting detail is the presence of sensors on the back of the palm. My assumption is that this red hand works in the following way. We can collect electric charge with its help, and the sensor on the backside shows the level of the collected charge, when it will show the maximum value. Then we will be able to release an electric charge that will stun the monster, as it was with Catnap in the final scene of Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. The next pro that I would like to tell you about is a VHS tape about Do Hand. Obviously, we don't have a whole VHS tape where we can listen to what this Do Hand is all about, but I certainly have my guesses. I have 2 theories about this. The first one is that this is just another experiment of Playtime Factory, and maybe we will even see Do Hand in the game, but I think it will be a minor character. I have a second theory, which is more likely to be wrong, but still I'm ready to tell it to you, that Do Hand is the original name of Prototype Experiment. But maybe as a result of the experiments, there were some failures and Playtime employees got not what they wanted. Also in the network appeared a possible cover of the game, which shows Catnap's body and Prototype's hand reaching to it. Also from Interesting, we can see Huggy Wuggy's head and expected by US Dinosaur Brawn. Well, now I propose to move on to what was created by the hands of Poppy Playtime fans. The first thing I want to show you is probably a new character. I mentioned him in my videos and expected to see him in the 3rd chapter. It's Jolly Clown. Maybe there is some truth in it. Maybe we can see him as one of the main villains in the 4th part. But for now, this is only the desire of some fans, and what the developers think about it, we cannot say. Also among the fans, there is a photo of a possible menu, which shows the supposed appearance of the main villain of Poppy Playtime, Prototype, which involuntarily leads us to think that we will see Prototype in all his glory already in the 4th chapter. But as I have already mentioned, this is just a concept from the fans and no more. While watching one of the fan trailers for Chapter 4, I saw Daddy Longlegs. Maybe we will see him in the new chapter. I think if he really appears, he will probably hunt us, thinking about the fact that we are responsible for the death of his wife, Mommy Ling Legs. So what do you think? When should we wait for the release of the 4th chapter? Will the developers add new, completely unknown to us characters? And do you believe in leaks and fan trailers? That's all for now. Don't forget to give us feedback, and bye-bye.